Just do a few no-hit runs in Elden Ring. Would that help bring partner-esque glory? No-hit runs for me? King Colin, you've seen my build in Elden Ring. My build is literally hit me, and then I can hit you harder than you hit me. How could I switch that mindset to do a no-hit run? That would take like 5 years of me exclusively playing Elden Ring. I would burn out so fast. Seppi is most wanted to meet person. You'll be so disappointed when you meet my non-stream persona. Nah, just kidding. Septequis is the best version of me, by far. Like, real talk, guys. Everybody has an on-stream persona, right? Asmongold, when he streams as Zack, he's way more chill, and he just plays games when he streams as Zack, right? Septequis is what I want to be. Septequis is the ideal version of me, right? It's who I try to be, really. But sometimes I'm just Sindre. When I'm at work, I'm very much not Septequis. Then, you know, cynical business Septequis comes out. And his name is Sindre Sevenbom, and he's the one I am as well. Septequis is my ideal self, and who I'm trying to be desperately in every single aspect of my life. And it's easier to be that guy when I'm on stream. I'm just kidding though, because I really try to be Septequis. I like being Septequis. Septequis is good. Septequis is positive. Septequis is optimistic, and he's the crystallization of all my good qualities. And you know, actually streaming made me a better person, funnily enough. I think that's pretty cool. Do I have some auto bullshit on my camera that I forgot to turn off? Because I feel very blue. Is this where I want to be? Oh, that's bad. That's where we want to be. Is it flickering? No, it's not. Good. We're where we want to be. Well, you know, I may cry when I see you, so please slap me. No, Bearboo. Here's where I get bad, right? Because if you cry from happiness, I will just reinforce it, you know? If you start crying, I'll be like, Bear, it's so good to see you. I am so... I will just fucking pile on. You can't, like... If people around me laugh at something I said, I will keep going. If I make people smile or get happy or get emotional or something, I feed off of that shit. I will literally double down. I will literally double down. Unless I make people feel bad, at which point I will, you know, dial it back. But if I make people feel good, I will double the fuck down, right? If I'm watching a movie, like a super emotional, happy movie with my girlfriend, and she starts crying from the movie, I'll start, you know, explaining why this is such a nice moment in the movie that she cries from happiness, and then she'll cry even more. I'm an emotional... Oh, I'm not going to finish that sentence because the vampire rumors are already uncontrollable. I did a no-hit run in Sekiro? Oh, okay, for 10 minutes. Gotcha. Cried the manliness, indeed. I asked this in the Discord a while back, and I was like, I'm just myself on stream. Yeah, I was like, yeah, sure you are. Nobody's themselves with a camera on them. Fake it till it's the real you. That's the plan, Hip Shop. And Pixie, welcome to the stream. Can we get a shout out for Pixie, please? There's the on-screen person and the IRL person. Yeah, the IRL version of me is a lot more careful. I'm a lot more careful when I'm you know, in real life, because you have to be. But you're sadistic, but like the good type of sadistic, Sophie. Bring it, Rainbow. Rainbow, I'm gonna shower you in so much affirmation that it's going to make you realize that you are a wonderful, beautiful, and magical person. Do you want to dance, Rainbow? Do you want to dance? Because I'll look you straight in the eye and say with complete conviction all the good things I think about you. And I will break you down to the very atom of your self-being. And I will build you back up as someone who might actually believe the things I tell you. And that's a promise. In person, you're scrappy. I don't give a shit. You made me cry so often that I lost count. Oh, Septic. That would be bad if we ever met in real life. I met you, all I could think about was how it was not touching your stash. Hey, King Colin, bring $5 and you can touch my stash in real life. You get mustache. Oh, that's gonna be good. If I ever get big enough, I solemnly swear, if I ever get big enough to get a meet and greet, you know, session at TwitchCon, if you bring a crisp $5 or a crisp €5 bill, you can style my mustache. I'll even give you the mustache wax to do it. I'll even give you the mustache wax, and you can style my mustache, or you could oil my beard. Oh yeah, I'm gonna be that guy. I'll just kick you in the shins and make you cry in turn. Joke's on you, Sophie. I don't have nerve endings in my shins anymore on account of doing martial arts. I don't have nerve endings in these knuckles. These knuckles right here. And my shins, because that's part of, if you do Kung Fu, if you do Muay Thai, which is what I did Kung Fu and Muay Thai. You just kill your nerve endings, because then you can punch and kick harder. And I killed my nerve endings in my shins and in my 2 dominant knuckles. In order to strengthen my hands and my knuckles and my shins. So you would have to kick really fucking hard. Sophie. I have a very bratty boyfriend and spent 2 weeks recently, fully charged. Hell yeah, Rainbow, hell yeah. I was meant to get euros in town today. Get them, yeah. Just don't, you know, the exchange. Oh, the exchange rate is nice right now. Beard whore? Yes, King Colin. Pocket mustache wax, because you gotta be prepared at the moment's notice. Oh yeah. That sounds so wrong. Listen, Cornustern, if I ever go full-time, I'm gonna monetize where I can. And letting people touch the beard, the stash, that's an easy way to monetize. Did you see, like seriously, did you guys see how much fucking money Amaranth made off of OnlyFans? $31 million. So if I can make, like, you know, a cool 100 of people wanting to touch my mustache, fuck you, I'm gonna do it. Yeah, Amaranth and what's her name? The British girl with the pink hair and the cat ears. What's her name? The one that sold the bathwater. What's her name? Yeah, she made 48 and Amaranth made $31 million. Belle Delphine, that's the one. Madonna. Dude, if OnlyFans was around when Madonna was starting out, you know she would have an OnlyFans. You know she would have an OnlyFans, and she would make bank on it, because you can say whatever you want about Madonna. She knew how to monetize. She knows how to monetize. She knows how to create some buzz around that name. I want $31 million bucks. Get an OnlyFans. You're now considering opening your OnlyFans, not only us, for us mods as payment, but for others. That OnlyFans is secret, Septic. Only my mods get to see my butt. Potato Bandit Cat, hello, welcome to the stream. It's good to see you. They almost got up to my OnlyFans earnings. Listen, your OnlyFans is fire, though, Redbeard. That's some good content right there. That's a lot more than me. Well, I mean, it's their, like, they've also been, you know, marketing it really, really well, Rainbow. That's the big difference, you know. Shameless marketing nets you a lot of money. It's that simple. And I, for one, applaud it. I try to transcend mere porn and create art. Oh, yes. Oh, the red beard erotica. The red erotica unleashed. Someone got mad that my OnlyFans was just spinning blades. Nah, but like, seriously? I have so many ideas for like eventual funny things, right? I am going with the caveat, if I ever make it big, I will have a fundraiser, a yearly fundraiser, where I get a bunch of streamer daddies together and we sell streamer daddy calendars for, you know, cancer research. Seriously. I am not even joking. I will get the daddiest, zaddiest streamers around, and we will make calendars. And we will sell them, and all the proceeds will go to charity. You know, Tim the Tatman's a father now. He's a daddy. I'll get that bearded, head-dented, tattooed, magnificent man to pose for some suggestive photos. I'll pay you in food when we come to Germany or we meet in a convention. Pay me in beer. I have an OnlyFans just for my left eyebrow. That's how influential I am. Ooh, King Colin, look at you. I mean, the demographic for this? Oh yeah, Joel. Did you talk about the calendar with Dusty? Eric, you and Dusty would be in it. Hot tub streams with... Oh my god! Dusty needs to be stopped. You're on board, Juice Man? Hell yeah, hell yeah. Let's play some Elden Rings. Elden Rings? Oh, I don't want to fight this dragon. Oh. Oh, buckle up, Sept. You have 250 skydives. You can do this. Yeah, no, I have so many, like, fun fucking ideas if I ever make it big. Here's a problem. I join you, but my body's massive, so I take up 3 months. Nah, not at all tactical. We'll just make it so that, you know, your month would be the entire thing, and the calendar squares would actually be on your body as well. You know, you wouldn't get a half pager tactical. You would get a full pager for your photo. See, easy. Already thinking laterally. Oh, I love starting streams early. I love having longer streams. That lets us bullshit a bit before we get into the game. You flatter me? Centerfold spread? Yeah. No, seriously. Like, I think 2 pictures per month would be good. So you get like a month, and then you get like an in-between photo. Would be so good. Would be so good. Do the Merman calendar I posted in Discord. Merman, Dad. Merman.